Hey guys, if you've never been able to touch your toes, or if you keep straining your back trying to pick things up off the floor, this is the video for you. We'll show you how right after the bumper. Hey guys, it's Dr. Chris at MC Chiropractic. We're back with another Fitness Friday. Can you do this challenge? We've done a couple of these in the past, but this one I think is a fun one because there's a lot of you out there that I know have an issue with being able to touch your toes or get down in a forward fold. This is something that not everybody needs to be super flexible like Gumby. You don't need to put your forehead to your knees or anything like that, and that can actually cause some other issues if you want to go back and check out our bite and score video that we'll link below. But what we're talking about today is just, can you get down to the floor? Can you touch your toes? A lot of times we have people in here with recurring low back pain or hamstring strains and things like that, where they're just having difficulty figuring out how to get down there. Lots of times we'll hear people say, yeah, I haven't touched my toes, since I was in grade school, or this is all the farther I've ever been able to go. And what I need you guys to understand is that sometimes that's from a tight hip flexor or hamstring or a low back muscle, but many times it's just because you're trying to do this with really weird mechanics. So let's see if you actually have tight hamstrings. We'll address that in a different video. But today we're talking about just, are your mechanics off? So if you can only touch that far down, go ahead and test yourself right now if you want. But then when you lay down on your back and relax, somebody else can help you with this test, but it's pretty easy to lift your leg up to 90 degrees. If that's easy for you, then there's no reason you shouldn't be able to bend down and touch your toes. Usually what we see is people are just trying to bend with their spine and not actually with your hips. That old saying, lift with your legs, not with your back. I wish they would have said move your legs and not your back. The biggest issue here is that no one can use those mechanics because they defy physics. If I try to stand with my butt against the wall and bend down as far as I can't bend that far down. If I try to keep going, I am going to fall on my face or step forward. You cannot physically bend your lumbar spine far enough to touch your toes. And if you do it repetitively enough, you're gonna stress and strain the tissues back here, which could lead to, whether it's a muscle strain or a disc herniation, bad stuff. So what you need to understand is we're gonna use something called a hip hinge. We're actually gonna slide our hips back. We're going to try to step away from the wall now. We're gonna push my hips back to the wall, and notice how low my back can bend right there. Then you're going to just use that little flexion as you're unloading the discs in your spine to go ahead and get those toes. And on a regular basis, what we see is when people are shown the right mechanics to do it, they suddenly go, geez, that's easy to do actually. I don't even feel my hamstrings that much. And there's no rule saying you gotta keep your knees locked out when you're doing this the whole time. That's actually probably not a good idea. So you wanna keep your knees a little bit bent. You wanna actually hinge your hips back and pick up what you're gonna pick up. This is what we can do to save our back. If you can pick something up with a good squat, or if you can pick something up with a decent deadlift form, you're gonna be much more successful at that. You're not gonna have back pain, and it's actually going to protect you over the years. That's a hip hinge, okay? Everybody learn it with me. One more time. Put your hands in the crease of your hips right here. Push your hips back to get a feel for what's supposed to happen. Try that a couple times if you need to. And then go ahead and grab the floor for the first time ever. And give yourself a high five. Go home and practice. If you need help moving better and feeling better, we're always at MC Chiropractic to help you move better, feel better, and be a better you. Give us a call. Let us know if we can help you out.
Everybody's moving, everybody's moving, everybody's moving, 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 moving. Everybody's moving, everybody's moving, everybody's moving, 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 and stop.